But international media, they are talking only the negative side of Somalia. They are demonizing the country. They are demonizing the private sector.
And this launch of the IGAD Regional Trade Policy is very significant for our region because the IGAD member states, which include Kenya, Uganda, Djibouti, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Somalia, Sudan, South Sudan, are engaged in promoting trade. If you look at all the trade policies that are ongoing on, not only in our region but even globally, they tend to focus on the formal sector. But we also have the informal sector, and those are the migratory population. These are the nomads across our border posts, our border points. These are pastoralists who trade in livestock, but they are not registered. They are not captured in the formal trade.
The development in Somalia is ongoing, and the international media's perspective is really, they take always the negative side of Somalia, where Somali people, and particularly Somalia, the private sector, they are investing. Everyone knows that they are really resilient private sector there in Somalia, and they are investing around Africa. You start from somewhere: South Africa, Zambia, Kenya, Djibouti, Ethiopia. They are investing a lot. But last 10 years, they are now coming back home and investing there. There's a lot of development there. But international media, they are talking only the negative side of Somalia. They are demonizing the country. They are demonizing the private sector, which means that then, imagine the private sector who are building roads there, who are building airports there, who are building ports there, and they never talk about that. That's what I'm telling you. You cannot demonize Somalia. Somalia is Lebanon, 1980s. Lebanon, they developed, although it was a civil war there. But Somalia's civil war already finished. Last 15 years, there's no Somali people are killing against each other. What is going on now in Somalia is international terrorists in Somalia, which Somali people and Somali private sector and Somali nation, they cannot do nothing about that. There is a private companies coming from really every day, from Britain, from United States, from Europe, and from China, from Turkey. They are looking contracts there, and they know what is going on there. I work every day with them as a CEO of the Chamber of Commerce, and they don't talk about it. Because of the private sector, when they come and take their interest, they are not media. They don't talk with the media. It would be very good if the Ethiopian businessmen who have Somali businessmen friends and Kenyan ones, they can come and visit there. And now we will apply that to the total IGAD business community. We'll invite them there. We will invest them to see the situation in Somalia. At least that the IGAD and African Union, they see the reality on the ground there.
As long as we continue exporting livestock, during rainy season, bandits will try to steal the live animals to restock their animals. And as a result, as a solution to the conflict and as well as economic exclusion, we might need to look into value addition. If there were abattoirs or slaughterhouses that are structured under the cooperative settings, the meat would be slaughtered. Nobody would steal a dead animal. It will be possible also to value add the leather. And currently now, the leather that is very expensive, one, because we waste over 90% of it. We don't do anything to the leather.
We need, and I think that's why this forum, even if it is a bit smaller in size in terms of what you call participation, is nice because the government agencies are here from all the member states of IGAD. IGAD is smaller in size, just like East Africa community. Let's try to fix the problems that are facing the region, and I think this is an opportunity time to do it. We have a regional trade policy. I think trade integration is actually mainly driven by trade.
I want to bring out the issue of the protocol of the free movement of persons within the IGAD region. We also have the protocol of transhumance, and we have several protocols in the region which have been ratified by our member governments to facilitate movement of goods and services, and I think we do have the relevant structures to use. In this region, out of the 300 million people that we have in that region, 20% of us are mobile at any one point. 20% of 3 million moving at any one point across the border with goods and service and intellectual capacity, I think is an area of investment and focus, and I want this our partners to note.
My name is Afaq Mohammed Ahmed Hussain from Sudan, and I'm also representing the private sector, the Sudanese private sector in Sudan, which is Sudanese Business Federation, which is, as you know, that the private sector is having more very important role in this, in implementing these trade policies.